TJ,
Yep.
what did it feel like in there? Like you just come down there. What did that locker feel like? Did it feel like a normal after practice? Talk us through what it felt like.
Guys still, something like that happens. Guys still processing it, but we're doing our best to move on to the Ravens, and what we got to do this week coming up.
How tough a challenge is that? In such a short time, all this trying to process everything so quickly.
It's super tough. As a player, as a brotherhood of this league, you never want to see one of your players go down that way. Um, our prayers and everything is just with Demar and his family, and just hoping and praying for just a speedy recovery and things. Just it's in God's hands now, and we really just want to just keep our arms around him, the community, and everybody.
A certain temperament you have to play with to play defense in this league. Is that going to be hard going
Uh,
forward?
this is unfortunately people always use that cliche. This is the job we signed up for, and that's just the ugly part of it. But it, you can't play the game but one speed, and I believe he was out there playing at full speed, and it's just what happens sometimes. It's just such a freak accident. And, you can't take your foot off the gas as a defender, as an offensive player. Anybody out there, if you're playing lightly, you're going to take a risk of really also getting hurt. So it's the only way to play this game. You got to play 100 miles an hour, and that's where you got to go about it.
What was it like going through the motions of getting back in the locker room? Did that maybe kind of help process things? What was that like being out there making guys?
Unfortunately, this job's like no other. You don't get paid time leave. You don't get those type of things. Week to week to week, players have to deal with things off the field, on the field, and they're expected to go out there and perform. So as an athlete, in general, you have to have a certain ability to compartmentalize. And unfortunately, that's just the reality of our game. But this is a tough situation. You see something go on out there, and you think it's a regular injury. And you don't really know what's happening. I want to thank our staff and their staff and everybody around for just responding in such a timely manner. That anywhere else in the world, you don't get that kind of help. So it meant a lot to just see everybody work together to come out with the best outcome that we could have came out in that situation.
You said that you thought it was, just like a regular injury. When did you realize that this was different?
We're sitting on the sideline, and things happen kind of quick, but you see the ambulance come out, and you're just like, oh man, maybe he's getting carted off, and then you see their players coming out of the circle crying, and you immediately start to realize it's something different. As football players, we see injuries all the time, and it happens all the time in this sport. But when you see your other players that you've played with, that you've grinded with, those guys across from you, you see them start to cry, and you don't understand what's going on. Then it's taking a little bit longer than normal, and that's when it really starts to sit in real that something's going on. Me and Trey grabbed each other's hands, and we said a prayer, and then we went out there and just joined the guys and offered them any little bit of help we could, just being there with them and understanding how serious the situation was.
For you personally, how do you compartmentalize and cope with a situation like this? And how have you tried to maybe help out your other teammates with the same?
It's not necessarily about me, man. Just really just thinking about Demar, his family, and just praying and wishing them the best. It hadn't really, it's been on my mental, but my mental can set aside to just pray for that kid and hopes and prayers that he just gets better.
Is there any apprehension for you guys returning today where it's like, you got to move on, but how soon is it to be, I guess, not wallowing?
Yeah,
Was that difficult to figure out?
yeah, it's super tough. But like I said, first time it's the job. Unfortunately, it's the world we live in with this job, and we're blessed to play this game. So just that's what you got to do. You got to go out there and you got to figure it out, and whatever comes next is what comes next. So you just got to try to figure it out and try to move on the best you can.
Joe Burrow said you guys kind of weren't really involved in conversations that are
Mm-hmm.
going on this week with the league. Kind of what would you like to say, as a player on that team about how their team is feeling and about what you'd like to see happen going forward?
Guys are just mourning around the league. One of the guys in our brotherhood is down right now, and we just want to be around them and just give them all the support we can. There's nothing, the league conversations, those type of things. I don't really get into. It was said, it was handled. Whatever was said and handled was what it was. It's just more about the player and the person for me now, and his family, and just making sure that they're all good. As a team, as a locker room, I think that's what everybody thinks the same. That's what's important right now. And we got a game this week, and they got a game this week, and we're trying all our best just to wrap our head around that whole situation.
When did it become clear to you, TJ, that you guys could not go on Monday night?
For me, I felt like it was as soon as it happened. something like that you don't see happen. Like, we see injuries all the time. Something like that is not something you see on the football field. And then the pure emotions of everybody out there. I don't know how you ask guys to go back out and continue a football game after seeing something like that and going through those emotions. And then, how do you feel about him, his family, just seeing him get carted off, going to the hospital and knowing what they got to do, and you just continue a game? I don't think that you can.
Joe said he talked to you all after the game and
Mm-hmm.
he let you know that how he felt about you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like? What did he tell you all? Did you ever see him act like that?
Yeah, it's just a surreal moment for everybody. I think all the leaders, and Joe especially, did a great job of, leading the charge for us going over there and talking to their captains, and then just as a team coming up and just telling each other that we loved each other. You don't. It's such a macho sport and things like that. You don't say it to your brother as often as you should, especially somebody who you grind with, you sweat with, you bleed with, you break bread with all the time. Something that should be said more, because that's what the respect we have for each other in this game is. So it was good to have everybody else come up and just really just say we love each other, wrap our arms around each other, and just all be there for each other.
What was that like when the captains walked down there? What was that like, PJ? Why did you guys do that? What did you say to them?
I just told them that we were there for their support, man. Just it's an emotional moment, especially in that locker room. That's somebody that they really care about. We all care about, but they got a real connection with him. Like I said, you bleed, sweat, break bread with that guy. Somebody who you really, really in with every day. So it was just all for our support, man. Just knowing that we were praying for him, and just to go down there, just be classy, and show them that we care on this side. It's not just one of those things where we walk up that field and we don't care. It's a brotherhood. We're all fortunate enough to play in this league, and we never want to see anybody go out that way.
Do you think you should be playing Sunday? Do you want to play?
That's a tough question. There's a lot of things, and I don't really make those decisions, so I can't really answer that question. I gotta go out there and play, if that's what's called to do. But I could also see the other side if guys don't want to. So I can definitely empathize with that and understand why that would be the case. I'm just not in the space to tell you what I want to do right now.
Any other questions? Okay. Thanks.
No problem.